What's happening, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. So, this one comes from a subscriber that is actually asking the question for someone else. A subscriber reached out to me and was asking a question for, I believe, it's her nail tech. So, I want to address it on this video. If you want to reach out to me, PROFX 7942 at gmail.com. You want me to get my perspective on something, my opinion, my thoughts, email me there and I'll take care of it. But the question and the scenario is this. You have a woman that has been separated from her husband for 5 years. And they have a 14-year-old son between the two of them. And she wanted to know, why would a man not let, in other words, her husband, where he stays, she don't know where he stays. And the 14-year-old son does not know where the father stays. And they have been separated for 5 years. She wanted to know, why would a man do that? And so, because I wanted a little more information, which I thought what I thought was true, so I had to respond back to get a little more information as to, number one, what was the cause of the separation, which it was that he had cheated on her several times and she asked him to leave, which that's what I thought. And the second thing that I wanted to know was, does he pay child support? Which she said he does not, but if she needs something or whatever, it was kind of like that. Like, he takes care of the situation, so money's not an issue. Let me say, before I address her situation directly, especially to the women, but this could apply for men too, but especially to you women who have been in toxic type relationships, even if it wasn't physical abuse, if he has cheated on you several times over and over, you have taken some hits to your emotions and to your mind. I recommend, and I know that therapy is not the end all, but I recommend that you do get some kind of mental health checkup, sit down, talk to someone that is a professional. Because sometimes when you go through those type of situations, you remember the old commercials where it say, have you had your V8 today? Y'all remember those commercials where the person was walking sideways and then when they took their V8, they straightened up? That's how you will be when you're in a toxic relationship. If you don't, even if you separated, you just came through it or just divorced or whatever, if you don't get the help you need, you'll be walking around sideways thinking you walking straight up. Because this lady, out of all the things that could, because whether she asked the question or not, to my subscriber, the question she asked tells me what is most important to her mind. Out of all the questions that you could ask a friend of yours in a situation like that, her thought process was, after 5 years, why does he not want me or our child to know where he stayed after 5 years of being separated. And also another question that I had asked was, what's the problem with the divorce? And the answer was the money and this, that, and the third. So let's address it. And I've been in those situations to a degree. Most men do not want to leave the marriage, even if they have cheated and are cheating. Most men do not want to leave the marriage. Let's get that straight. If a man to a woman, if a man is cheating, to most women, they'll just say, look, just let me go so you can have the heifer. That's how women see it in their minds. That's how y'all talk. Just let me go. You can have the beat. Just let me go. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. And I'm tired. I'm tired of giving you another chance. So you got to get out of here. That's how most women, that's how y'all think. Most men don't want to leave the marriage. Men, we just want the extra kitty on the side. Little thrill, little. I ain't say, listen, I'm not saying, I'm telling you how we think. I'm not telling you right, wrong. I'm not giving you a moral outlook. I'm just telling you, men that are cheating, they don't really want out the marriage. They just want some side piece, some side cutting, some side booty. That's what men want. So when he got caught and she put him out and asked him to leave, there's a couple of things that happened. And I'm reading this based on his irresponsibility to his family. What we are dealing with in this scenario is an irresponsible man. One of the questions that I asked, because I had to keep getting feedback because I wanted to understand, was when she said the 14-year-old don't know where the father stay. I said, then does the father ever see his child? And one of the scenarios that was given to me was he'll pick him up, take him to get some pizza, and bring him back. So the child never actually go to his place and they never actually spend time together. That is an irresponsible man. After 5 years, that means the boy was 9 years old when this started happening. That's an irresponsible man. So I know the kind of man that we're dealing with here. Okay, that's how I understand that. He ain't paying child support, which I'm not a big fan of it. If you can make it work, make it work. I'm not one that want to get the county and the state and all that involved. But at the same time, though, 5 years when nothing formal is in place, everybody's in limbo. I guarantee you a man like that is not paying the amount that he would have to pay if the state knew or the county knew that she was 100% taking care of the child. That means that the kid has not stayed overnight, not one time in 5 years, unless him and his father or something went on a camping trip or went out of town. The state would give her 100%, that the father would have to pay 100%. Okay, let's just deal with that. So that tells me that when the father left, because I see him as irresponsible, he probably either moved in with a homeboy, and more than likely he moved in with a chick. If y'all saw my video, beware of the hobosexual. He probably moved in with one of the chicks that he was banging. He's enjoying the lifestyle of being, because now he can feed her lies and say, I told you I was going to leave him out. He ain't going to tell the chick that the wife put him out because he got caught cheating. He gonna tell the chick, I told you I was gonna leave my wife, now I'm here with you. You feel what I'm saying? And he probably not even gonna tell her he got a child because he don't really see her as long term. He see her as a temporary situation. So an irresponsible man like that is not going to want his wife, who is gullible and naive, the fact that she hasn't pressed the issue of divorce after 5 years. He's not going to want that woman to have any kind of access to where he lives or where he's moving and operating, because that's going to mess up the flow of his pound town. So he can't have the son over there, because the son gonna go back and tell it, Mom, he was up with another chick. And if the mom finds out for real, that he is actually laid up in the house with another woman, then that could possibly speed up her feelings and her emotions to go ahead and strive for divorce. After 5 years, nobody has signed for divorce papers. I know he don't want the divorce, because he would rather appear to still be, he didn't want to leave in the first place. He left because she told him to leave. And she is emotionally connected to him. That's why she ain't pressed the issue. And to say it costs too much money, it don't cost that much money. She's still living in the same house they was living in when they was married, and she taking care of 100% of the child. She'll be fine. She not filing for divorce because she's still emotionally connected to the situation, and regardless of the fact that he has cheated multiple times, she still has hope within herself that maybe somehow he'll change and they can still be a family. So the question was, what kind of man would not tell the wife and the child where he stay? The kind of man that wants his freedom and don't want her nosy self in his business. And he ain't got no intention on being a husband. He ain't got no intention on being responsible. And guess who suffers for this? In the middle of it all, you have a 14-year-old boy that ain't hardly spending no time with his dad, spending all the time with his mother, and he's seeing from 9 years old to now dysfunction in his mind and in his spirit, and it will carry over into his adulthood as a man, and we will have yet another brother who has not seen a healthy relationship. So even though she didn't ask this question, my advice to this lady is get you a divorce as soon as possible. And as much as I hate it, put him on child support so it's formal, it's official, and you get all that you're supposed to get. That's what my advice would be. Get you a divorce as soon as you can. He ain't coming back. And if he come back, he's coming back to run the same game, because it sounds like you're a little gullible and you're a little naive, and you'll go along. You'll go, I don't know what he did to get caught, because it sounds like you almost looked the other way. He had to almost just have her panties on the front seat. And I hate to say it that way. He almost had to come in the house with him wrapped around his neck. Because after 5 years, you don't know where this man stay, and that's your husband, you ain't too serious about trying to figure it out. I know sisters that would have followed this Negro when he left after he dropped the son off. She would have had her homegirl around the corner and said, follow this nigga and let me know where he lay his head. But he's going to answer the question. What kind of man, or why would a man not tell the wife and the son where he stay? Because he don't want you to know where he's banging the women that he's banging. Got it? Goodbye.